how can I help you?
Hi, I'll do the only known cure to my self-induced condition, with the side of 1,000 lives. I'm being bad tonight.
Ma'am, this is a burger joint.
Oh,
Just kidding.
oh, phew. Kinda need that cure.
Yeah, we're all out.
What about a trip to the moon?
Out.
Oh, what about...
The only thing we have is the consequences of your own actions. Would you like that?
Oh, no thanks. That leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'll just scam people.
Please don't.
Too late. And I'm leaving a bad review.
I'm sure nobody's going to fall for that, right? Meet Songbird, aka Professional Victim, aka the bee who stole my name. I'm Somi. If you can't tell already, I don't like her. It's tragic that my opinion is unpopular, hence this video. Let's get the most annoying counter out of the way, shall we?
You're just jealous.
Gamer, look at me. The f would I be jealous about? This? Looks like her barber's niece made cut. If having standards makes me jealous, then paint me green and call me envy. First it was Takemura, now Songbird, and I know there's more where that came from. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Smasher Enjoyers. At this point, I should just write a book. How to have standards for dummies. This is not a hate video, it just boggles my mind that people can't see her for what she is. An aggregate of red flags that's pity in the front and party in the back. And everyone's invited. Nobody is safe. Nobody. Her call in the beginning, out of context, is hella creepy. An unknown caller who knows more about you than you know about them lures you to this dangerous place and isolates you. Take away the friendly tone and we got ourselves the makings of a horror movie. She basically fries your brain to insert herself into your head. Which in hindsight is so messed up because she knew this collab is going to strip away at your already fading life force, and you stood to gain nothing from it. But that's okay, right? She had to, because this is Night City where...
Glad you're here. We need your help cooking.
What's on the menu?
Subsequences.
I understand there is a cultural divide between us and the inhabitants of the Cyberpunk universe. Maybe the people have to be that detached and see one another as nothing but pawns. But then, people like this exist in the same universe. So, what really is her excuse? The Black Wall? No, she was a problematic individual even before all that. Unresolved trauma, perhaps? Well, here's the short version of Shitbird's biography. Song Somi grew up fatherless, but was besties with her mum. When she was 13, she found out she had a knack for being a criminal when she conned some old guy out of his cybertech. When she was a teenager, she was bold, but had a few good friends and a loving boyfriend who cared about her a lot. She was an adrenaline junkie, so she took up risky net running gigs to get good, but got caught instead because of obvious skill issues. She was to be decommissioned, but our boy Solo Reed decided to repurpose her and became her mentor. Her first job she fumbled hard, but Solo covered for her yet again. A few years later, when Solo tried to help another colleague, she turned on him, all while letting him believe she had his back. She then found out she wasn't special when Myers forced her to access the Black Wall over and over again. So she hatched a plan to escape. This is me trying to find a tragic backstory or something that will explain why she was so scummy. But all I see is a highly ambitious and self-centered woman that expected the world to cater to her.
Are you fucking kidding me? Passed out in your goddamn chair last week. I spent the night making sure you didn't overheat and die.
Yeah, well, no one asked you to.
Oh, you even hear yourself?
Listen, got this new gig, like earth-shaking. If it works out, I'll be the first. Be making history. Now, I just need to focus. Need time. Space to think.
Just the way she speaks about Reed proves my point.
Don't trust Reed? Guy wants to save your life.
He saved me once already. Word of a boss shit on Militech crossed his desk, so he knocked on a 19-year-old girl's door with an offer she couldn't refuse. Once away, I won't let him steal it again. All's better without him.
Looking for someone to blame. When you're the source, the cause of all the trouble.
Yeah, sure, he brought her into this stinky, poopy job, but what other options did she have? The job fed her ambition, and Reed had her back every step of the way when he didn't need to.
Credentials? Coin? What have you gotten me into?
Nothing you'll regret. Besides, I'll be right beside you. Always. I promise.
And then she goes and hazes him because of this job she hates so much. Let's look at the different tactics Scammy uses to essentially change your name to Fiddle so she could play you like one. The hurt puppy face. This is the most effective weapon she has in her arsenal. I mean, just look at this face. Is this the face of a conniving sociopath whose favorite hobby is mass murder? No, it isn't. Main character syndrome. Her problems are just bigger than yours. She is the main character. The entire world exists to propel her towards her dreams. Pairing this with a down-to-earth personality makes for an interesting combination. She is so incredibly sweet, but also so incredibly entitled. She'll come at you with a, "You'll do this for me, right?" with absolutely no concern for your needs or desires.
She asked me once if I'd always be by her side when she fucked up. I said I wouldn't miss it for the world.
And most people struggle to say no to that. Trust. One of the best ways to gain someone's trust is to share something deeply personal.
You're the only one I can trust with this. Only question is, after everything you just heard, feel the same way about me?
Unfortunately for Songbird, her proof of trust story was extremely lackluster because she does not exactly have a tragic backstory. She might as well have been a dog trying to trade a leaf for some high-value treat. Things take an interesting turn as the conversation continues and Song gets unintentionally candid for the first time ever.
Know the feeling when you try to remember the address of a place you lived half your life, but it just turns up blank?
Mean, losing your memory?
A snowflake lands on my glove. I can calculate its unique fractal structure. But what did my mom's voice sound like? Sometimes I lose control. Or get the sense I'm surrendering to someone else. But it feels horrible.
Felt it too. The chimera. Like a living nightmare.
Yeah. More and more, I get the sense someone's standing behind me. But there's never anyone there.
Why not just go home?
My home burned down when I was forced to trade warm Brooklyn brick for sterile Washington walls. I have nowhere to go back to.
Get the feeling this is the first time you've been honest with me.
Yeah. With you and myself.
Her situation is quite sad. I must admit, I did feel a little bad for her. What's hilarious is her reaction to you siding with Reed when you never really promised to side with her.
You understand nothing. Two-faced.
On the flip side, she repeatedly assures you that she will get you the help you need, all while planning to leave you high and dry. The double standards are strong in this one. Sentiments. She's your friend, your pal, your homie. It does not matter if you've only just met. She has your best interest at heart. Because you're both sister wives to the same struggle, no one else will understand your situation as well as she does.
I doubt anyone understands this feeling as well as you do, V.
She floods you with happy hormones, constantly reminding you that you are the light at the end of this dark, dark tunnel.
Gotta get out. And to do that, I need you. 'Cause you know how it is.
And if you think you are helping her, you'd only be half right. You are helping her help you. All of this is so sweet till you realize she intended to slit your throat from the very beginning. She's the abuser who believes it hurts her more than it hurts you.
I know what I've done. Know the price I've paid. What you don't know is how sorry I am. How much it all hurts.
White lies. You know when you're doing the dishes and you think you're gonna be done, but then your sibling drops by with more dishes? Yeah, that's what it's like working with Songbird.
So, whenever we linked up, talked, didn't mention you were tapping into the black wall.
I didn't. You didn't need to know that.
This way you wouldn't feel overwhelmed by all the things she's expecting you to do. And also because you'd be in too deep to escape. Unapologetically apologetic. If you confront her about anything, she will either say, oh, it does not matter anymore.
You promised to help me too.
It doesn't matter now.
Or she'll go face down, ass up, admitting to everything but taking responsibility for nothing.
I helped Hansen spring the trap on Myers. Mayan did the deal in exchange for the neural matrix. I downed the plane, deliver Myers, yes. But blast her out of the sky, then hunt her down? Wasn't what we agreed.
You betrayed her.
Not just her. Nothing went according to plan. What a fucking mess.
Sent Myers' entire flight crew to an early grave. Myers herself too, almost.
Ground the plane, that was a plan. Didn't expect he'd blow it to shit.
How do you even call someone out when it looks like she's flagellating herself? She's the type of person to think she's not the a-hole as long as she explains her side of the story on the Am I the A-hole subreddit. Yes, Songbird, that does make you the a-hole. Delusional. Let me get this straight. She trusted Hansen, but also expected him to betray her, so she brought in V. And then was shocked when Hansen nuked her entire crew and decided to hunt down Myers.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn...
I don't even know who she's lying to anymore.
You fired a fucking missile at us. Innocent people, dead. A miracle Myers even survived. Wasn't a deal. Not even close.
Songbird?
She genuinely gets mad at Hansen. And this sincerity is a great manipulation tool. Options. You have none. Isn't it sweet of her to remove the burden of choosing? She isolates you when crucial decisions need to be made to ensure your decisions are yours and yours alone. She will free fall on you because if you had more time, you'd end up overthinking it, and that never leads to anything good. And if you don't catch her, you're the a-hole. Honestly, none of her tactics scream top-tier social engineering, but it seems to have worked on a lot of people. Like, really? Is that all it takes? Okay. Guys, I need you to subscribe, like, follow, share, and tag 3 friends on all of my social media. Please, I quit my job to make videos. For you guys. And I promise, I'm gonna do right by you. And as proof of my trust, I'm going to tell you something very personal. When I was a baby, I could not walk, I could not talk, I couldn't even drink water for like 6 months. Life was really hard. But I overcame all that to realize my dream to become a YouTuber. And boom, before you know it, I'm making 10-minute 30-second videos with the first 5 minutes talking about my sponsorships. You like Skillshare? Well, Skillshare doesn't like you. F you. And the next 5 minutes promoting my merch, and if you can't afford it, use a broke boy. Ew. In the last 30 seconds, I will sincerely apologize with my crying makeup on and my ukulele. Yeah, moral of the story is, don't get scammed. Songbird is like an ethical farmer, and the people around her are like livestock. She'll take very good care of them till it's time for slaughter. She's grateful but never remorseful. She primes people to go above and beyond for her by exploiting real human bonding, and that's evil in my books. You could argue that she tried to protect you against the black wall. Not really, not at first. She just chose the lesser evil when all her options were spent. And you were basically the only way for her to fight the black wall. Without you, she would have lost herself to oblivion. Scummy's entire shtick is that she had no choice, but that was always a choice. She just chose herself every time.
What would you have done? What would you have done? I would have died! I would have died rather than betray my friends!
This is not to say she deserved any of the horrible things that happened to her, but that unfortunately is something she brought upon herself. She used her allies as stepping stones and eventually ran out. Songbird is just extremely self-absorbed and can justify just about anything as long as it serves her. But outside of that, she's not so bad. So, what should you do with Songbird? Well, I can't tell you what to do. But if you want to be right, then you should side with Reed. And when the time comes, set her up on a nice date with a Grim Reaper. Or if you want to be chaotic evil, then you should side with Scummy, and when she betrays you, send her with Reed. You'd be saving sweet Alex if you choose this option. Or you could have your budget David and Lucy moment, but do you really want to help the lizard man with the blue orbs? Ultimately, it is your choice, but did V owe anything to a stranger who only meant them harm? I only ask that you make a decision without consulting your hormones.